Every passing day brings us closer to the inevitable red wave that is coming because America has had enough of the pathetic reign of worthless Joe Biden. I mean, let's be honest. The culture wars are not going to change the fact that the inflation rate is several times higher than most voters have ever seen before. Democrats can harp on abortion, transgender rights, global warming, and every other agenda item embraced by Bernie Sanders and the socialists, and it's not going to save them from paying the political price for all the stunts they've pulled and the damage they've done. The stifling cost of energy and food is choking the average American family, and for those that are a little bit lower on the income ladder, this could drive them straight into poverty, homelessness. This is worse than Jimmy Carter's America. Think about that. This is worse, for those of you that are old enough to remember, and I am, this is worse than Jimmy Carter's America. Far worse than what I witnessed in the 1970s and 80s, and I know I saw both. And this is the front end of something very, very bad. Because Joe Biden's poverty wave comes with a lot of extra little things that Jimmy Carter didn't have at the time, like an open border and hordes of illegals raiding the country. In fact, the biggest surge of illegal aliens in American history is happening right now, some of which are apparently raping 10-year-olds in the heartland. That is something Jimmy Carter, far left as he was, would never have tolerated. Think about that. Jimmy Carter would never have tolerated an open border like this. Joe Biden's relentless pursuit of socialist poverty and equity comes with an explosion in violent crime that's tearing apart the fabric of our communities and devastating millions of law-abiding citizens. Several Democrat-run cities with weak-on-crime prosecutors are turning their back on crime victims while defending the rights of the criminals, the violent criminals. The result is murder, rape, and assault hitting all-time records. The blood literally is flowing in the streets of once proud cities. Jimmy Carter was hit by the Iran hostage crisis. He tried to fight back. He didn't say, "Oh, shuck," roll over and go back to sleep at the wheel, like our current commander-in-chief. His efforts didn't pay off because he was viewed as weak by the mullahs and the world, but he was more of a leader for this country than we have today. Jimmy Carter was more of a leader, a guy that still believed in America and the ideals of America and the American dream than anything we have today. Make no mistake, what Joe Biden did in Afghanistan last August was worse by far than anything Jimmy Carter failed at. And Americans will soon be reminded of the 13 dead Americans in the streets of Kabul, as that dark anniversary is only a few weeks away now. Americans will be reminded of people clinging to the landing gear of C-130 transport planes before falling thousands of feet to their deaths, just trying to avoid the coming horrors of Taliban rule. And Jimmy Carter didn't just walk blindly and straight into the buzzsaw of terrorists like Joe Biden is with the likes of Iran and, of course, the Chinese Communist Party that embraces Biden as the biggest useful idiot of all time, while Biden lavishes praise on the CCP as a competitor. They're an enemy, Joe. The Chinese are our enemy. Pretty simple. Thinking Americans can do the math and they know China's our biggest enemy, Jimmy Carter didn't directly attempt to trigger a third world war either, the way feeble Joe and the neo-libs are right now with Russia. It is amazing. I want you to think about this. It's amazing. I would actually take Jimmy Carter over Joe Biden 100 times to none. And that is a scary damn thing to say. Let that sink in for a bit. I would take Jimmy Carter as president of the United States over what we have. Plus, Jimmy Carter, though a weak and nearly useless commander-in-chief, at least knew where he was most of the time. The charade that Joe Biden even knows what's going on is, well, it's wearing thin, to say the least. All right, we're going to start with bite number 8. Bite number 8. In Israel, Joe Biden seemed off balance when asked to call on a reporter during a press conference. This is a real confidence builder here. We're going to go to bite number 8. Bite 8. Go.
Mr. President?
No, the question was for the president. And
Mr. President, do you want to call on the next question?
Sure. I was given a list here. Steve Holland of Reuters.
I've got a list here. I'm told who I'm allowed to talk to. Really? Leader of the free world right there. Really? Guy doesn't even know how to call in somebody at a press conference. He can't field a question unless it's heat up for him. And you know it's safe. We're going to go to bite 16. If you think the culture wars will save the Democrats, I don't think so. Neither do a lot of people, but culture wars are where they're going next, trying to get something, some traction somewhere. It's bite 16. Let's go there. Bite 16. Go.
And when they look at just the experiences around them of the other kinds of inflation that you see going on here is kind of the shrinking of packaging, the cost of things that are that you see on a regular basis, that serves as a greater advertisement for an alternative agenda from Republicans than any amount of ads that they could be running on TV and the like.
It really turns people off. All right, let's turn to pure politics for a moment, Ben. Mr. Trump is expected to run. If he does...
There, but so it is. How about this? How about a break from our regular programming and a word from Kamala Harris? We're going to bite number 3 here. A word from Kamala Harris on organizing to help the Democrats win in November. Bite 3. Go.
And to make this happen, let us do what we do best. We build coalitions. We know how to do that. We got the meanest, baddest phone trees in the world.
Better now. We've got the meanest, baddest phone trees in the world. Who put this person one feeble heartbeat away from the presidency? Lord, I'd take Jimmy Carter twice as many times over. Truly frightening whenever I see her. Good Lord. Can you imagine her? Nuclear football? You want to play a game? Good Lord. Keep her away from that. At any rate, there's your friend Kamala Harris. Hope you love her because she's number 2 for another 2 years. And then she's out. If actually she could get dumped before then. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Anyhow, we're going to continue with this as we break down the failures of this administration to close out what has been a very busy several days. Don't go anywhere. It's the Steve Gruber Show.